From the front page of the Yonkers Statesman, August 29th, 1916. Headline: The Common Council, Money to Combat Polio, and Many Petitions for Relief from Taxation. The aldermen at the stated meeting of the Common Council last night, the first session after the summer recess, were asked to appropriate money for continuing the fight against the spread of infantile paralysis in this city. And from a complete listing in 2 pages of the newspaper of all the matters before the city's council, here are some highlights. Under a resolution introduced by Alderman Davis, the Committee on Public Works and Lighting will make an investigation to ascertain the advisability of substituting motor carts for the present ash carts in the Department of Public Works. From Edmund P. Walsh, Secretary to the Board of Contract and Supply, reporting that the proposals received for the erection of the city stables in Alexander Street exceeded the amount of the appropriation, $38,000, authorized by the council. The lowest bid was $58,450. Alderman Bogart, chairman of the Committee on Public Buildings, Grounds, and Parks, said, quote, "It is my opinion, and also of my fellow committeemen, that it is not wise for the city at this time to expend such a large amount as to accommodate 20 or 30 horses." Unquote. Alderman Ryan called attention to the great increase in the price of material and labor since the architect first drew the plans 2 years ago. He was urgent that the stable be constructed as speedily as possible so that the portion of the public wharf now used for the department stables might be developed into a waterside park. From Fred S. Taylor, Secretary of the Municipal Tuberculosis Commission, calling attention to the deplorable and dangerous condition of the road leading to the Municipal Tuberculosis Hospital at Nepera Park. From City Engineer Fulton, submitting a survey map and description of a sewer easement together with a grant to the City of Yonkers to construct and maintain a sewer across the lands of the Alexander Smith and Sons Carpet Company from Lake Avenue northerly to the Nepperhan Avenue sewer casement. Headline: Order strike to begin on Monday. While President Wilson was announcing he would lay the railway strike situation before Congress at 2:30 o'clock this afternoon, the Brotherhood leaders had rejected the latest proposition from the Committee of Railway Presidents and had actually ordered the strike to begin at 7 o'clock on the morning of Labor Day without further notice, unless a settlement satisfactory to them is reached previous to the strike. And in an analysis from yesterday, strikes epidemic, power of labor, big railroad dispute is only one of many in the present year. In this month of August 1916, with national prosperity running high, with the civilized world in an unprecedented state of excitement and turmoil, the United States is being swept by an epidemic of strikes. The threatened railroad strike, which has brought us to the brink of calamity, which experts assure us would be equivalent to a first-class war, has engulfed public attention to the exclusion of all other strikes, actual or threatened. But a moment's thought shows that the railroad dispute is only one of many. We have had, all in a few months, not only quarrels between railroad capital and labor, but strikes of garment workers, of miners, of milkmen, of box makers, and strikes in a dozen other industries, each of them affecting more or less directly, but vitally, the national prosperity. An epidemic of strikes is no new thing. The country has seen as many as 3,500 strikes in a single year, about 10 a day. This movement, many people believe, must be controlled and directed by nationwide pressure of public opinion. But organized labor is a part of the public. Its ranks are over 2.5 million strong, not far from 10% of the nation when you include its dependents. In most strikes, it is not only theoretically, but actually a part of what we speak of as the, quote, third party concerned, unquote, the general public. Public sentiment is against compulsory arbitration with denial of the right to strike. Hence, we need voluntary treaties of arbitration entered between both sides of their own free will before the emergency arises, and we need the force of an organized public opinion to bring into being such treaties with a nationwide scope. And that's the news from Yonkers 100 years ago today.